Okay, cool. So here at the park yesterday, so tell the audience what happened yesterday.
So yesterday I was meant to do the podcast, but unfortunately, due to my own nerves and my own social anxiety, I was sitting just behind us over there, that way over there, and just waiting for I don't know what. So.
And you were also watching me, right?
I did see lovely Moni.
Yeah.
Moni. Yeah, I saw lovely Moni when she was out there. It was I didn't do anything though. I just kind of froze a little bit. Maybe it was nerves. Maybe it was nerves, but.
Yeah, you are like, oh, I don't know it's you. I'm like, my name is Moni Zhang, and you see an Asian woman right next to the meeting location with 2 cameras, and you didn't get a clue.
I'm embarrassed, Moni.
Cool. So what's your name?
My name's Oz.
And where are you from?
I'm from London.
Mm-hmm. And you are from London?
Yeah, from London.
Okay, so you are British?
British, yeah, I don't like to.
I'm sorry.
It's alright, right?
Yeah.
I prefer saying London than English or anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm actually mixed race. My dad is half Nigerian, half Scottish. My mum is half English, half Cypriot.
Wow, they really like to fuck everywhere.
Yeah.
And then what's your identity? What do you feel? Do you feel you are any of those heritage, or you feel you are just yourself?
I think I'm just myself. My grandfather, my Nigerian grandfather, he died before I was born, way before, so I've lost that side of my family entirely. The Scottish granny.
But how about the extended family?
Extended family? I don't know. We don't know the ones from Nigeria. We don't know the ones from Scotland. We don't know. I know some of the ones who are English because they are close by to home in London. But the Cypriots as well, we have no idea about those guys.
And are you from a happy family?
My parents are divorced. They divorced quite young, and it all affected my mental health, to be honest. Yeah.
But do you think you prefer them divorced, or you think they should have stayed together? It's a better.
Nah, they should not have stayed together.
Yeah.
He was not a good person.
Oh, my father is a bad person too.
Oh.
No, I don't think he's a bad person, but he's like not enlightened, not intelligent. I think probably in his life he never was able to really be able to think on an intelligent, intellectual way. I think he has his own limitations. To be honest, I at this point in my life, I wouldn't say I hate him, but I would say I pity him.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
He died.
Oh, he died?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wrote a show about it, making lots of money out of it.
Oh, the one at the moment. This is the child from Wuhan.
No, that's last year. That show is about the relationship with my mom, and this year is Asian Daddy Dad. It's about the absent father. Yeah. Wow, you remember you were here last year?
No, I just saw it on some of the emails we've had.
Okay, cool. And what mental illness do you have?
I'm schizophrenic. Also, there might be autism in there as well, but I haven't really dug deep into that. Well, the voices tell me at least sometimes there might be autism.
And with the schizophrenia, like when were you diagnosed?
I was diagnosed at 20, but I first hallucinated and started showing symptoms about the age of 3. But no one really believed me when I was telling them. Please laugh at it. It makes the problems a little bit smaller. It's great.
Yeah, I think the thing is, if you are a comedian, or if you have dark sense of humor, or you are traumatized, we have such dark humor. And when we say things, the normal people, they will, and if you laugh, they will, yeah. But the thing is, if you don't laugh at it, then things are just worse.
Exactly.
Whatever should happen, if I can turn it into a joke, it's not that bad.
As I say in my show,
you want some sushi?
Oh, in a sec.
Yeah.
As I say in my show, problems are a lot like penises, in that every time you laugh at them, they get a little bit smaller.
That's funny.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And then, how did you go to diagnose in 20?
Diagnosed at 20 due to a large amount of drugs I was taking at the time. Which I'm now clean 375 days now.
Really?
Yeah, actually.
Last year?
Last year, pretty much.
Wow, right before Fringe?
It must have been. Must have been. 1st of August, yeah.
Yeah, so you are sober on everything?
Sober on everything, pretty much.
What made you to make this decision?
Because of when I got diagnosed, and it came on from a suicide attempt. where I took 36 diazepam and tried to overdose that way. However, because I'm a drug addict as well as a schizophrenic, I decided to do about 2 grams of cocaine before that as well.
What's that?
Cocaine.
So what did you do? You did a 36 pills of
diazepam, which
What's
is
that?
sleeping pills.
Oh fuck! So you wanted to die?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But also I wanted to get high one more time. So it balanced out in the end. I had the best night's sleep in my life, actually. woke up a little groggy. But that's diazepam, right? That's diazepam.
I feel maybe you are just took too much drugs. So you have like the resist. How to say the tolerance?
Tolerance to maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. I do have a high tolerance to caffeine. It actually pairs well with an antipsychotic medication. You don't get the shakes, and it
Really, it's good.
Yes, it does. You get a chance to.
Why you don't shake? What's that?
You don't shake. I can't remember why, but I did read it up. The metabolism. It makes you metabolize it twice as fast or something like that. And you don't get the shakes unless you take way too much caffeine. But way too much caffeine for me is over 3 liters of Monster a day. Then
No, you mean like this kind of theater though? It's like a espresso. 3 liters of espresso.
Espresso. Oh no, I don't. I'm hot enough. I don't drink hot drinks.
And how did you like when you were diagnosed the first time? How did you feel?
Well, I felt heard for the first time because I've been telling people for a while that I've been hearing voices and stuff like that, and no one was believing me. And then they diagnosed me first of all with stimulant psychosis, but then they listened to my actual medical history, and saw that it's been.
What made it eventually people believe in you? What's the tipping point that you get this diagnosis?
I think I don't know where the tipping point came from. I think it's one person on the NHS actually finally listened to me saying, I've been hearing voices since I was 3. I've been visualizing horrible things and stuff that happened just beyond the field of vision. It's weird. I get this weird thing. It's called phantom touch as well. It's like you're feeling being poked in the back just once or twice. And turn around, looking like that, makes you very paranoid and stuff.
Oh, such a good chihuahua. And so you feel hurt not by the disease but by all the gaslighting.
Essentially, yeah. Essentially, yeah.
And besides that, what else you feel?
What else do I feel? Well, first of all, they started giving me medication, which initially, I'll be honest here, made me feel very lonely because I had these voices since I was 3 and they were constant companions to me. I usually talk about them a lot. But my constant companion, as I refer to my schizophrenia, it used to be always there, and then now it's more in the background, and sometimes I don't hear it at all, and it gets really quiet. And sometimes that's lovely, sometimes that's really lonely. Stuff. It's a mixture. It's a mixture of things.
And how like once you get a diagnosis, what's the treatment for this?
Treatment for me was they started me off on what was the first risperidone, which is a 2nd generation atypical antipsychotic. It didn't have many side effects apart from a bit of weight gain, but it worked for a bit. But I didn't take it as regularly, and I was still taking drugs at the time at the age of 20. I am now 34, mind you. So.
Oh, me too. What's your birthday?
When's your birthday?
April 25th.
Oh, I'm July 27th.
Okay, you're younger.
Yeah, you can see it.
What a baby! What a baby! Yeah, and so you are on that medication, and that helps.
It helped for a bit, but I was mixing it with other drugs at the time because.
You are a drug addict.
I'm a drug addict. What are you gonna do?
But it's like when you are mentally ill, it's easy to self-medicate.
Yeah, no, and that's what I was doing from the ages of about. Let's see, I started smoking weed at 14, and I found that actually helped calm down the voices.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. But I think it's like when people with mental illness and like healthy people, when we take drugs, we just have so much different experience. For example, yesterday I was talking with a comedian who have I forgot what he has, but it's that like for normal people when they take smoke weed, they're like stone, and for me it's like no worries. Yeah, very cute dog. So for me it's like I take an edible, I'm like time to walk.
Oh really? I think that's called reverse reaction. I actually knew someone. I knew someone who one time whenever he did cocaine, he would fall asleep, and that was always funny.
I think for me, for people with ADHD, is that we can't focus. It's not because our brain is not good. It's because our brain works too fast. It's everywhere. But when I smoke weed, my brain slows down. So then finally I can focus.
I think that's very similar with the schizophrenia as well. The fact that it just has that reaction, it allows me to focus on things that aren't the voices in my head and stuff like that.
But scientifically, like
it's like 100%. If you don't have schizophrenia, if you have schizophrenia, probably best not to smoke weed, mate, just to be safe, on the safe side.
Yeah. So it's like not recommended to.
No, it's not. Never recommended by any doctor.
Okay. But it works for you.
It worked for me for a bit, but however, eventually, like motivation began. I used to get very lazy and stuff.
So you are sober now.
I'm pretty much sober.
So no weed for you. I wait for long.
Wait for the cameras off.
Like we are mentally, we are legally allowed to smoke medical weed. You know, if we don't smoke, we murder people.
She murders people. I have never even held a knife, my friend.
Yeah. You don't remember it's the other.
No, it's the others.
Yeah. And how like are you managing to have a more stable life with the illness?
Yeah, I think definitely. Now I've moved on to a different medication, which I've been on for the last, properly without like intense amount of drugs. I've been on this one medication for, I think now, it was 2018, since 2018, and I shouldn't have been on it for as long as I have. It could be damaging my liver, but that's the price of sanity, or relative sanity. And I think I'm thriving at the moment. I think I'm actually thriving on it.
Really?
I am.
Now, since when you are on it?
I've been on since 2018, ish, but really like since this last year and a half of trying to be sober and stuff, and cutting down on other drugs like acid, cocaine, crack, heroin, meth. You think I'm joking? That's great. Keep it the laugh.
You are way more drug addict. I mostly psychedelic and weed.
Okay, man. Okay. How do you find acid, out of curiosity?
I was severely depressed in 2018. It's the first time I was diagnosed with depression. But then I look back, I was depressed the whole life. And I was really, really depressed. I was suicidal, and it was really, really bad. Then I got a friend. He's really into psychedelics, so he told me the benefits, the research, and I tried it, and it really helped me. Good. It just gives you different perspectives.
Do you know one of the theories behind why it was invented, acid, LSD?
I thought it's an accident.
It was ingested as an accident, but they were originally trying to find a way to simulate hallucinations to stimulate schizophrenia.
What?
So that people can understand what the hallucinations were people were saying.
Oh, but seriously, I thought that he's doing something else, and it's an accident.
Took some, and then went on the bike and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The bike day, that's a good thing. But they're basing it off. It's based off the ergot virus or fungus that grows on rye bread, which is, if you into drug history like I am, or narcoology as I call it sometimes.
Why are you such an expert?
Because I have nothing to do. But I didn't. When I was on a lot of stimulants and stuff before the suicide. I just read up on every single thing I wanted to read up on the internet.
Okay, the suicide, did you commit it or fail? Yeah, you committed.
Well, I don't think we should call it committing something or attempting suicide. You win something.
Yeah, I also tried. I tried committing suicide many times. Every time I failed. Like, for example, I was like 11 or something. Okay. I cut myself, but the knife was made in China. It didn't work. And then I took some meds I found at home.
Just took
from my mom, some drugs, like all the meds I can find. And then I just puked for 2 days. And my mom thought I got a flu. And there's many times I was like trying to jump out a window, but got dragged back by people. Never success. I'm just, I'm like, oh, such a failure.
We're two failures right here. Two living failures, which is the important part, I guess.
Yeah.
Mate.
You want? But you're sober.
I am sober a little bit. I'm not picking up. The rules are don't pick up.
You don't want? You don't buy it yourself.
Yeah.
But say yes to free drugs.
It's buzzing.
Yeah. So
I'm not used to the science of vapes.
Normally you vape or you
No,
don't vape?
no. Normally I roll.
Yeah, roll is better for your lungs.
Only if you smoke it with. Well, to be fair, it's worse. I smoke it. Don't smoke it with tobacco anymore. I use a blend. Oh, it's bad for your lungs, is it? Oh, look at you coughing.
No, but I have a really sensitive lung, like a throat.
Oh.
So that's the only way I can smoke. But even this is quite heavy way.
I find the high is different on the vape. I remember.
Yeah, it's more clean.
It is good clean. I think we refer to it as a dinner party high. When you're like, yes, it's lovely. You're giggling, then you're hit by dessert. You're like, ah.
So you have managed to have a more or less normal life?
Yeah, I think so. I've had relationships. They're few and far in between, but at the moment, I'm happy.
And do you feel stigma around the disease? I mean, at one point, or was there a period that you feel like ashamed and not able to talk?
No, I don't think I was. I've always been able to vocalize my my illness. I think it's important that we do that because of the stigma and stuff. But at the same time, there's a lot of people who don't understand that there's another mental illness called dissociative identity disorder.
What's that actually?
That's the one most people think schizophrenia is, which is multiple personalities.
Oh, that's multiple personalities?
Multiple personalities.
Okay.
I actually know a comedian who's got DID, as it's called, and he's a funny guy. He's a funny guy. All of him are funny. Every one of him is funny.
Yeah, I never met people with schizophrenia before, but I have suspicion that my grandma has it. But I'm not sure. Because I never really met her, but my mom, she was born a perfect baby, but then they didn't have polio vaccine in China, so she got polio. She become handicapped, and in that society, that means you will not have a good life. The discrimination, no good jobs, no one will marry you, and. My grandma couldn't take it, and she went insane for a while. And I think that's probably back then people didn't have any words to describe it.
Well, I mean, I recently found out that not all schizophrenia is permanent. There is possibility. Well, I'm an example of someone who can live with it and not have it affect their life that much, or even use it to their advantage. But sometimes you just get like a brief relapse, a brief lapse of sanity in something like psychosis. So you get some of the symptoms of it.
And do you get a psychosis?
I used to. It was fun. It was fun.
Really fun?
Well, it was mixture. Because I used to hear music and stuff.
Oh.
I miss the music. I do miss the music now.
But is it good music?
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't. I pretty much. It was "Let's Get It On" by Marvin Gaye, but a reggae version of it that used to play in just the beginning part of it every single day. Just to wake me up in the mornings. It was nice. It was friendly and familiar.
Wow, you're so positive.
I gotta try and be.
Are you a happy person?
I think so.
Wow, that's great. Happy for you.
Happy schizophrenic is a good schizophrenic, right?
Yeah. People told me people with schizophrenia is always funny. Like they tell the most insane and interesting stories, and it's never boring.
Well, please come to my show if I've got a show on at one point. I'll try and come to yours.
But you said you don't have a show.
I've got some compilations. I've got some midnight shows at Electric Cabaret this next week or so.
I can't do any midnight shows because my partner, we live together here. His show starts at 10:30 a.m. So I have to be up at 8 or something. Okay. And I can't do anything.
Well, I do have another show at the Queer Comedy Club.
Queer?
Queer Comedy Club, yes. I'm queer.
Queer? Oh, wow, you really don't make your life easy, huh? Mixed race, queer, schizophrenic comedian.
And left-handed as well.
Really?
Yeah,
wow, you're so special.
I am so special.
Yeah. Wow, and by the way, besides comedy, do you have a job? What do you do?
I have a real answer to this and a joke answer. Do you want a real answer and a joke answer?
First, real one?
First real one. Okay, I work in student accommodations at the moment. It's not the most interesting thing. It's a lot of fun with the team I work with and master's students who are still don't know how to tie their shoes and stuff like that. And there's the cleaning situation. It's quite dull. But the joke answer is I'm a dog masseuse.
Why?
Dog masseuse. Like
Why? Why you make a joke like that?
Why? Because it's a funny job.
It's
So
not so funny.
you killed me a dog masseuse. I saw you try and go for that dog.
Yeah.
Stroking
No.
it for free.
Yeah. Do you feel like so you work with children?
No, I work with adults who have just gone to university, so students.
Okay.
Yeah, no, students, like not I don't work with kids.
Okay. And does the illness interfere with your job ever?
The illness interfere with my job? Sometimes. One time it did. It flared up due to a.
Don't waste drugs. That's bad deal. I think we can move the camera a little bit closer. Yeah, so we are like a bit bigger. Right. Again, the question. I didn't pay attention. ADHD.
Yeah. That's all right. Let's see. Does the illness affect my work? Yes, I had a conflict with someone at work, and.
Oh. Yeah, there's also a theater for. I need to pick it up.
What was it? White balance. Look.
Yeah. See?
Yeah.
So continue.
Yeah. I had a disagreement with someone at work, like a long-running thing. He ended up getting fired, but due to the way it was being handled in sort of secrecy, that kind of triggered off a lot of paranoia. And that essentially means that I don't sleep after that. And if I don't sleep after that, then my illness tends to get a little bit worse. So I do sleep a lot.
Yeah, if you don't like in this book by Mike Pollan, Why We Sleep, which is an extremely good book, and he talk. Yeah, I think I just need to also.
This is down here.
Oh, down here. Okay. So in that book, he talks about actually if you send perfectly healthy young people and just randomly pick half of them, deprive their sleep to 6 hours a day in 2 weeks, and send them all to psychiatrists. There's like a significant percentage of them would be diagnosed with mental illness.
Yeah, 100%. I don't see that. I mean, there's actually I think it's, I don't know what the exact stat is, but I think it's 1 in every 100 people in the UK is a schizophrenic. It's a lot more people than you think, and I'm sure depression's a lot more common than that, and ADHD a lot more common than that.
I think there's thank you so much for coming to talk, because for me, even I have so many mental illness. I still have so much like misunderstanding. I didn't know people with schizophrenia can have normal conversations, or I thought they are just high all the time.
Well, sometimes they are. Actually, I've got a few friends who are schizophrenic, and I do like to look after them in the sense that I.
Oh my God! What the most insane thing happened? The Englishman touched my vape, and now it's in Fahrenheit. No, you use degree or Fahrenheit?
We use Celsius.
Really?
Yeah.
Then it was in Celsius, for a year, and now he touched it, it become Fahrenheit. I don't know what happened. Yeah, but so what does 300 Fahrenheit mean? Who can tell me? What does it mean?
300 Fahrenheit? I can't be bothered.
Yeah, no, yeah. Anyway.
It's hot enough. It's or it's not. We'll find out.
Yeah. You see, like yesterday, I was really worried. Maybe there's some miscommunication. We accidentally sent you somewhere far away, and I'm like afraid you'll be yelling at me, angry.
Oh, no.
Then I was like, you are so happy, like writing to me. I'm like, yeah, I just smoked weed. I ate dinner. You are like, yeah. And I was like, oh, that's good vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you need a good vibe to survive this thing also. Because oh, so cute. Oh, that's so cute. Oh.
Get him on camera.
Yeah. Yeah, actually I can maybe let's do you see there? Okay, there. Okay, my alarm is on. So in the past I had a show in Berlin every day. Every Sunday. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
I am based in Berlin. So that show was Sunday, Sunday early 7 or 8 p.m. But in order, what happened to this camera?
Oh, it's following you.
It's following me. A naughty boy, just follow me. Oh, stop follow me. have your own life. The man matters too.
Yeah, I'm trying. Turn off face trap.
He has a face too. He has a face. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Now he doesn't. This doesn't want my face anymore. Okay, I guess we just need to sit really close
Okay.
now. Our face is the same face. So because like if you get upset for small things, then how can you live with mental illness? Then you are upset all the time.
Exactly. I did spend a lot of time upset about small things. Not for a while, but when I was younger, before the medication really began to took hold. In fact, actually, just one thing I've got it in my mind. Anyone out there who actually thinks they might be schizophrenic or anything, or taking any medication you're taking, take your medication, guys. Just take it for a bit. Just see what happens. If you're feeling good afterwards, just keep taking the medication.
Yeah, the thing is, I think lots of people say, "Oh, I don't want to take meds. I don't want to take meds. Meds are bad for you." I was like, "Dude, you are literally killing yourself. What's worse than this?
Yeah.
Like having a damaged liver is better than that."
Essentially.
And just take. And you said you are thriving since.
I say thriving, yeah. So I use my my schizophrenia and some of the symptoms, some of the more fun symptoms that you probably haven't heard of, in my comedy act. I do. There's a symptom of schizophrenia and psychosis in general that's called clanging. Clanging is when you involuntarily rhyme all the time, not like that. That was intentional, but like.
Do you mean like rappers?
Actually, I've met a few rappers who've taken too many drugs and they have become a little schizophrenic. They show
So
clanging.
you mean that, like those people are born rappers?
So, yeah, and also they are born poets. This is the perfect excuse to get out this. This is my book of poetry, which I wrote. It's called The Banterbury Tales. I don't know if you see that. I did not do the illustrations. Lily did. Lily is a great woman. I can't draw a straight line with a ruler. In fact, actually, tell you what, you can have that if you want.
Huh? Oh, really?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
for me?
It's for you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, God. Well, I can also color in.
Oh, no, don't colour it.
No,
Well, you know,
fine.
you can do whatever you want with that book. The book is
Okay,
yours.
fine.
It's black and white pictures otherwise. But yeah, the poetry that it's all based off. One time I was clanging really badly, and it was after a date that went badly as well. So I was telling my friends the date, and I just was rhyming couplets in it, saying like, you know, this girl named Beth, she was a meth, and then I don't know, got in the bath. That's the TH word, isn't it? Yeah. So I don't have it anymore. As you can see, clanging isn't contagious either, so don't worry.
And for people, how like for, I think of course self-diagnosis is not good, but like for like how would people like? But when you actually have it and not knowing, it's lots of suffering.
Yes. In fact, I've got another weird schizophrenic fact for you. Schizophrenia in Indonesia, for example. The film The Joker, Todd Phillips' film about the Joker. In America, they put more security guards because they're afraid people are going to identify as the Joker and go shoot people, which of course that actually has happened before in the past. In Indonesia, people saw the depiction of schizophrenia and madness and said, I'm seeing a lot of myself in that, I need to go to a doctor. So you'll find more schizophrenics per person in Indonesia than you will probably anywhere else in the world, because they went out and they all did the work. So yeah.
Why is it Indonesia?
Indonesia, I always had that fact because my friend he lived in Indonesia.
So I have a question. So, please don't self-diagnose it, but I think it's nice to know like some basic symptoms. So if you feel like it's not, like then have a clue, then you can get checked, then you know if it's actually that. But
it does take a while, and it did take me in the UK. It took me a suicide attempt for them to take me seriously on these symptoms and stuff. But hopefully now it's better. It's been 10 years or so. So fingers crossed that.
But my question is like, what are the signs? Because I didn't know I was depressed. I didn't know I was ADHD. I didn't know I have bipolar. But it's like by talking with people, learn the symptoms. Finally, I realized and got help, and then knowing I have it, it's already a big relief.
Well, okay, a couple of the symptoms we've got. Symptoms of the obvious ones people know about, things like hallucinations, disorganized thinking, when you can, or magical thinking, when you can jump from topic to topic, random topics from topic to topic. It's
I thought that's just comedian.
essentially, I'm not saying all comedians need some antipsychotics, I'm just saying some people can handle it, other people
Okay.
it gets a little bit worse. The hallucinations, obviously, that one's more of a big red flag. But again, those can be caused just by like lack of sleep. You think you're mostly likely to hallucinate in the mornings and just before you go to bed, stuff like that. Also, I don't believe in ghosts. I'm trying to say that out loud. I don't believe in ghosts. Not that that's a symptom or anything, but we as schizophrenic people are kind of stereotyped to saying that we believe in conspiracy theories and stuff like that. I have met enough schizophrenics to know that might be true. Yeah, but that doesn't, just because you believe in I tell you what, if you believe in a conspiracy theory, go to a psychologist. Not a bad thing. It's nothing. There's no stigma attached to it. In fact, actually, if we get more people out there who are diagnosed, we'll get better. I think we'll have a better life. More people on a little bit of medication, a little bit less violence.
So if you can relive your life, or you can, I don't know, or maybe it's a family. What if someone feels something and you think they should get checked? What kind of thing they tell you they feel? You say, oh, you should better get checked.
Oh, I think you should always get checked for everything. If you're feeling like anything, just be.
No, that okay. But also you need to know where to check because, for example, I was depressed as fuck. I want to kill myself. I'm crying, and I went to a general doctor, and I tell him I can't sleep for 2 weeks. He prescribed me some sleeping pills and said, "Do you speak German?" I said no. He said, "Of course you are crying. If you live in Germany, you don't speak German." So
Nein, das ist nicht gut. Es ist nicht gut.
yeah, wow, you speak German.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch a little bit.
Why is that?
I did it at school.
So
Yeah.
so like what you wouldn't ask everyone to go check your
Schizophrenia. No.
yeah, but if you run into someone and you talk with them, after what you see, you might say, oh, maybe you need to check.
I would definitely say that. I mean, if you.
But what kind of signs you see?
Talking to yourself is a classic one, which is again not a bad thing. It's just the thing we do sometimes. Everyone does it. I hope everyone does it.
Yeah, I do it too.
It's just when you start arguing with yourself and you can hear the other voice. That's when you know you've gone too far. But you can, when you see people who just are worked up over no reason, like just sitting on a bench looking by themselves sad. I have a tendency just to go over to them and talk to them, because my favorite way to talk to a schizophrenic person is ask them, do you believe anything you think is weird? Like, do you know anything that you think is weird? It's just because like we can hold on to these delusional beliefs, and then if those delusional beliefs are proven false, they can just trigger everything at once, and that's where the suicide just like for me came on a lot of delusional beliefs about the relationship.
I feel it's like those people who believed in God, then something happened and everything collapsed. They were like, I don't know who I am, and
yeah, that's essentially it. That's when you break, if you believe in God and stuff. That brings me on to my other point. My book, The Banterbury Tales, actually retails cheaper than your cheaper than your standard holy texts online. Cheaper than the Bible, cheaper than the Quran, cheaper than the Book of Mormon, and cheaper than Dianetics.
And you think your book is on the same level?
I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to start a cult. I'm just saying Jesus heard voices too.
Yeah, but do you think like lots of cult leaders are actually schizophrenia?
I think so.
Like for example, like Charlie Manson.
Charles Manson I've thought about this as well. I've done the research into this man. He might just be evil.
Really?
Like just as an evil person. Apparently, his music's terrible. He used to be the roadie for the Beach Boys, if I'm not mistaken.
What?
The guy who set up the speakers and stuff for the Beach Boys. You know the Beach Boys? Good. Weird thing as well. Schizo-dissociative disorder. I think that's what the lead singer of the Beach Boys has.
Wow.
So, adjacent to Charles Manson, you do have people again, there's so many of us, and more people out there who don't even know it.
And which cult leader you think definitely have schizophrenia? Can you teach me this word?
Schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia.
Yeah, that's it.
Schizophrenia.
Phrenia.
Phonia?
Phrenia.
Frania. Schizophrenia.
That's it, mate.
Schizophrenia. 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 Okay. Now I know this word. I learned something today.
Good. Good.
Who would know? An Englishman can teach me English. Which cult leader you think definitely have
Was it Son of Sam? No. Jonestown? It's charismatic people who can believe in, well, if you want to go nuts, anyone who founded like major religions are talking about people who are hearing voices, who don't sleep for days. Moses, burning bush, he saw something up on a mountain, heard voices and wrote on a tablet and told people this is what we have to do now. You know, Jesus.
You think they are all schizophrenic?
No, I just think that the idea of a schizophrenic person could make up a religion. Like they could just make it up. I've done it in my head. I've said to myself, you know, trees are great. I like trees. Trees have been around for a while. Trees must know things. Trees have feelings too. Trees have this, that, the other. If you ever taken any form of hallucinogen and you thought the world could be a better place if everyone did something together, that's a delusional thought. And if you have those thoughts when you're not on these drugs, these are another symptoms.
Another question. Were you a very creative kid?
I was quite a sad child actually.
Well,
I used to cry at least once a day. But
did you have friends?
Oh yeah, but I've got still the same group of friends from that time. I picked them when I was young, and we always used to play Warhammer together. So I've kind of kept contact with those guys. A few other guys from school and stuff.
And why were you sad? Were you bullied? Or?
No, I was a weird child. I was hearing voices, and the voices told me to like have fun and like be good.
Wow, your voice is really nice voice.
It started off nice and it got bad when I was 13. I attacked someone with a knife. This is the voice. No one was cut, no one was hurt in any way. I'll put that forward now. No one's hurt. It was a tussle and it was a little pen knife. It wasn't like the kind of zombie knives you get these days. But more importantly, that's when the voices began to turn. The first thing I ever heard from them was the mean voice. Before it's like more like a malaise of voices, like a bunch of voices, like being in a pub when it's busy. You hear that constantly. But the voice just said rage, fucking rage, and that was a bit terrifying.
Do you think there was a trigger or reason, or just it happened?
It just so happened. Look, my parents were going through a divorce at the time. It was stressful. Two people I was walking home with at the time. Who the people, one of them was one I attacked, were just being really, really negative about that whole situation, and kind of making fun of me, and I just kind of snapped. It wasn't my proudest moment. I've never been violent since.
And no, I don't mean that episode. I mean the voice becoming meaner and meaner.
That's probably just because my parents getting divorced, and my brain going through all that stuff again. But I'm still seeing therapists and stuff as well. Most of the therapists I see are real. Some of them are hallucinations. Yeah, have you ever got sleep paralysis?
What's that? Oh no.
Sleep paralysis when you.
I didn't have. I don't think so.
No. Well, I get that every now and then, but when I do, it's not a demon at the end of my bed walking slowly towards me, creeping and never making any motion. It's actually my old therapist sitting in the corner, just talking to me, and I have a little quick session. Essentially just her regurgitating the information she already told me before, but that helped at the time, and it still helps to this day. I can't remember what my therapist's her name was anymore, because of all the drugs I've taken. Also can't remember what she looks like, so it looks like Sigourney Weaver sitting in my corner of my room, just telling me good advice. It's a good way to live. Thank you, Sigourney.
And how's your so you had friends?
I have friends. Yeah, I wasn't alone. Which I think helped a lot. I think it can be very isolating, and it's actually even more tempting when you're schizophrenic. I think to isolate yourself as well, because you get depression as well. You get anxiety, but it's more external anxiety.
And does it affect your personal interpersonal relationships?
It used to. Well, no, that was just me. I can't blame the schizophrenia on that. But I used to be someone who was obsessed with being the best for a lot of things, and I gave that up, and I relaxed a lot more. I think that might have been the weed, and I relaxed me, and I try and be as open and honest about everything as I can. I tried a bit of NA. For a bit of NA's.
What's that?
Narcotics Anonymous. It's like Alcoholics Anonymous.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I tried that. It was a good system, and I hope it works for everyone else. Obviously.
But if you go through that, why you are smoking weed?
Because my problem with drugs comes from my problem with a certain drug.
Okay.
Weed has helped me a while.
Yeah, weed is super good for me, and I'm super.
If you're depressed, I think this stuff can hit you up.
And ADHD also.
ADHD.
Like,
I know more people who have got ADHD that smoke weed than don't.
yeah, because actually.
Bless you.
Yesterday, that's where he was watching me and not finding me. And yeah, because like it helps. Yeah, I smoked weed years before I realized I have ADHD.
And that's you had ADHD before that though as well.
Yeah, but it's just like I didn't know I have ADHD, and I tried them, and it's so good for me, and I just feel good, and it's just good. Then now I'm diagnosed. I will, that's why. But also it helps a lot with depression.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I've had times when I've smoked weed and it has not helped depression, or it hasn't helped schizophrenia as well.
And you said weed is really good.
On the whole, yeah, there's always when I first started smoking weed, it was a bit weird when I was with the schizophrenia. It made me more paranoid. Obviously, is what happens. And then the voices would say things are behind me, or say my name or parts of my name, in an echo chamber around me, whole thing. The phantom touch, which I mentioned before. But the weeds.
Why it's called the phantom touch? Maybe it's so fancy, like some special moves in Star Wars.
Phantom touch. Auz Thompson, episode 3, the phantom touch. That seems like a weird porn film. Anyway, phantom touch is something that it can infuriate and drive you crazy, like actual anger and like shouting at people, which I'm not a fan of. I'm a very soft-spoken man and I have a lovely voice, apparently. Some people say. I don't know.
Oh, so are you doing voice acting or something?
Maybe.
Really?
No, not yet. Not yet. If anyone's out there.
And next question: What got you into comedy?
Oh, I've always liked making people laugh, and the poems, which I mentioned, they used to be my only bit of comedy, and literally my first ever comedy show I did was a gong show where they.
No!
Yes, mate. No. My
No!
very first one was a gong show. I planned to do 2 poems as in my gong show,
Oh.
and no jokes, and I
Do a stand-up show.
in a stand-up show.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
And how long you last?
You get 1 minute's grace period. I lasted 1 minute and 10 seconds. And then they kicked me off. You had to last 5 minutes. However, when I started doing, they had the judges afterwards, the panel of people, and they were generally just roasting people who didn't make it through the 5 minutes, and praising people who made it through the 5. They're up there roasting you for like a minute. I was up there for 8 minutes just making jokes at them because one of them was really drunk, one of them was really not helpful. The other one was actually quite nice. I won't tell you which 3 they are, but they know who they are. Yeah. That was my first show, so I moved on from poetry to actual stand-up comedy because I've always told jokes. I've got good stories. My stories sometimes rhyme, which is nice. Sometimes it's good for wordplay.
Now I wish I have a schizophrenia.
That's it.
Schizophrenia. Oh, schizophrenia. Now I can pronounce it.
Yeah.
Because then I can be a rapper.
Yeah, the clanging. Yeah, man, you can do that. Anyone can rhyme. Anyone can rhyme. Rhyming.
Do you think? Do you think Kanye West have schizophrenia?
Oh, dude, don't get me started on Kanye. Okay, I'm being serious. I'm being serious. Can we all just remember that Kanye West's mother died on an operating table for elective surgery that he paid for? So he must feel bad, and she was the one who used to call him the lyrical genius and stuff like that. So all that pressure and stuff is definitely affecting the man. I think he needs an antipsychotic and a cup of tea. Just a couple months in a ward, and just sit down, because you're making a fool of yourself, mate, and we're worried.
My partner Mihai is coming. Let's show the camera. Yeah, he is. Well, even the camera doesn't like him. Just does. Even my camera doesn't like you. Oh, you are finally in the frame. In the frame. Mihai, this is Auz, and he has schizophrenia. And we are telling stories and jokes. Can you down so my camera can see you?
Can I do what?
Yeah, so my camera can see you. And now, you want to tell us the story of your schizophrenia friend and the tattoo?
But what tattoo?
The tattoo your friend with schizophrenia made you.
No, those are two different friends.
Oh, okay. Really different friend?
Yeah.
But how that...
one of them is dead, the other one is alive.
Oh, buddy, is this?
But you told, like, who give you the tattoo?
The one who died.
And from what he died?
Some heart condition.
You told me I thought it's the schizophrenia
No,
friend.
that's another friend from Denmark.
Okay, then you want to tell a story of your friend? Just to honor him?
Which one?
The one, yeah, the who's still alive. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's welcome our third guest of this podcast. Today is schizophrenia special. Okay. Okay. So we need to be like now this camera follows you.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to. Can you on that side? So the camera. I really need to learn how to use this camera.
Yeah. It's a remote. It's not a remote. It looks fancy enough to have a remote. It should have a remote.
No, you can use your phone, but I also haven't learned how to use the phone.
Okay,
so I think we are all in the frame now.
Yeah.
Now because the camera really follows your face, you need to see the video one closer.
Come
to
here,
him.
closer. Come
Yeah,
here.
so we can all be in the frame.
Mihai.
Okay, so this is Auz. He has a schizophrenia, and turns out this symptom of schizophrenia is
The clanging.
What is it?
Clanging.
Clanging?
Clanging is when you involuntarily use rhyming words.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of a fun thing about linguistic thing you can do. There's other weird ones like poverty of speech, where you'll be in the middle of a conversation and you'll stop talking, or middle of a sentence, stop talking, middle of
Okay.
or you make weird noises, such as it's like kind of like tics with what's it called with Tourette's. Sometimes I used to go ding. Just little things like that. I also, as a calming mechanism now, if I'm hearing voices too much, I talk to my hands for a second, and I make it flap, and then I flow it away. I know. But also, I've got that.
Oh, now it tracks me.
Now it's tracking her.
No. Track him.
Yeah, that's quite different. I had a friend, so I used to study in Denmark, and I had a friend that we knew since like first grade, and he also went to Denmark, but we went in different cities to study. And like after the first year of studying, we only met. I think the last time we met before this events happened, I think we met one time and we took acid together in Copenhagen, and that was the last time we hang out. And then I think after a few months after that, his mom texted me and he said she hasn't spoken with him in like 3 or 4 months.
No.
And she asked me if I knew anything about him, but we live in different cities, so yeah, I didn't talk with him. And then I messaged him, and I went to ask another friend who was studying with him in the same class, and he said, oh yes, I didn't saw him at school in 3 months either.
Oh, wow.
So it was like nobody saw him in like 3 months or something like this.
And it took 3 months for people to find out.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with his mom. She should get the award for the worst mom of the year. She waited like 5 months not hearing from her son.
And like, maybe I should check in.
Yeah,
she
was like,
maybe they are not in good condition.
Yeah.
Well, that was something that we found out a bit later about it. And then I texted this friend, and he replied to me. And I said, okay, I'm coming to Copenhagen to meet with you. And then I went to his place, and he was in a very like weird state of mind. Like he wouldn't go out. He would just stay inside the house for like. He's been in the house for I don't know how long of a time. And
can I ask what the state of the building was in? Like, was it clean?
He looked. Yeah, I think it wasn't
good.
that bad.
Wasn't
but
that bad?
he was missing some things. Like he didn't have his laptop anymore.
Okay.
He didn't have shoes anymore.
It's more of a sign. Yep, I remember the shoes thing. That's why I'm wearing odd shoes now.
Yeah, and I asked him like, oh, because he didn't even went to work. He didn't went to school. I asked him like, oh, where do you have money from? He said, oh, from the card. And I said, well, but where does the money from? He's like, the card. The card has the money. And I was like, okay, this is a bit strange.
Yeah.
And then I texted his parents. I told him, I think you should come check this out because this doesn't look okay. So then his parents waited 3 more weeks after that.
What
Cheaper
the
flights.
fuck?
Yeah, to check the flight. I was like, I don't know. We love our son,
Yeah.
but the flights right now are too expensive. So then
Peak season, mate.
Yeah. So then after 3 weeks, his parents come. They decided to pick him up, so they took him back to Romania. So then he stopped university and stuff. He went to hospital there in Romania.
Yeah.
And I think they diagnosed him with schizophrenia. And then he was in the hospital for like a month, and then they have to took him out because they don't have enough space in the hospital to keep him any longer. So then he was back home with his parents, but I think then his parents divorced after that. So then he went to stay with his grandma, and then he wasn't taking his medication anymore. And then
Take meds.
Yeah, that's important. And then they will find him like sleeping on like benches on the street and stuff like this. And then our friends, like our group of friends, because we all knew each other since we were first grade, so we knew each other for like since we were kids. And he was like one of the smartest kids I knew. Like he was very intelligent and stuff. And then after that. I think he stayed with his grandma, and then I think he was working at KFC for a while.
Okay.
That was his next job, and then he moved back to Denmark after that.
Oh. Okay.
And his parents was like, well, first I went wrong, now we can go back to the same place.
Yeah.
Again, and then he stayed in Denmark again, and he stayed with this other friend of mine. Until he kicked him out of his house because he wasn't taking his meds again. And then my friends, meds are really important. I had epilepsy when I was a kid, so I took meds for many years.
You know what? All of us, everyone here, I think the mic is running out of battery. You need to.
Charge it.
Yeah, let's put it on. And now it's on.
Alright, but now I'm not in the frame anymore.
Really?
Twist.
Okay, now it's okay.
Okay.
I'll catch you, of course.
Okay.
So so then he stayed with this other friend until he kicked him out because he wasn't taking his meds, and he was doing a lot of weird things in the house, like juggling with knives.
You need to be closer to him.
Okay. Like
Where his space is, there's a frame.
That's not. It's not following anymore.
Really?
No.
Okay, maybe I can just.
Give it a twizzle. Why'd you go that way?
Yeah.
No, the opposite way.
No, I
Not
think
too
we're
much.
gonna move.
Yeah, you just move it farther.
Yeah, now we're going to. Oh, I realized something just now. All of us here are eligible for medical weed. So you want to light up the wave?
I don't have to do.
I have it. Yeah, but we already smoked.
Okay.
Maybe later tonight we're going to see Luke Rollerson.
Who's that?
Tell him.
It's like a clown, like physical.
Oh, cool.
Physical comedy.
Nice.
Yeah, really
he's
funny.
really
Nice.
Really
Yeah.
funny
I'm
guy.
off to see Reese Darby tonight. You know, the guy from Flight of the Conchords, who's not the two singers, the one like the,
Okay, I
the
heard
manager.
that.
He's around things, musical stuff. The musical comedy would be fun. I think it's musical comedy. And tomorrow's Nina Conti.
What's that?
Nina Conti, she is a ventriloquist.
What's
And
that?
That's
And then we talk with puppets.
talk with puppets.
Okay.
And she also talks with people with wearing masks and stuff.
Do you think people with schizophrenia would be good with puppet show?
I can do it perfectly if you look at this, but only I can hear it.
Before you came, we were talking about if Kanye West has schizophrenia.
He definitely needs some antipsychotics, I think. He's got a lot of pressure on him.
Because he said one of the symptoms of schizophrenia is the rhyme thing.
The clanging.
Okay.
So I'm like, maybe lots of them become rappers. That makes sense,
Well,
right?
it's usually a symptom of like the psychosis, which is the worst of times in the schizophrenia time. Like anyone can get psychosis.
But
you don't have to be schizophrenic.
So that means like people who's with schizophrenia. Phrenia.
Yeah.
Schizophrenia.
Yeah.
So people with schizophrenia are not always in psychosis.
No.
So, but the stigma, like they kind of say, I saw that like they are always like. That.
No, there's some people. Sometimes you have people whose medication isn't working, or they're going through a bad time. They're going through a bad day. Everyone has good and bad days in this situation. Sometimes those bad days can last years, and they're not very fun. But sometimes they last minutes, and it's actually kind of nice to hallucinate for a second or two.
Oh, and how hallucination feels like?
Well, depending on which type of hallucination.
What do you see?
The ones I see, the good ones I see. There's one I call the warp hole, which I can't see at the moment, which is okay. It's a good thing I can't see it because I don't want to be feeling a little bit crazy. But the warp hole is pretty much it's like a hole in reality that's kind of pulses. Looks like when you see oil on water, that shimmering look, and it kind of exists. I don't know how far away it is because you can never touch it. It's just there, kind of pulses in the middle of my vision.
Okay.
So the hallucination closer to psychedelics one, or maybe closer to. Because there's also this other type of drugs like this deliriums type of drug.
What's that?
Where you can't recognize between reality and. So is it? Can you tell it's not reality?
I can. I'm not delusional when it comes to my hallucinations at the moment, but I have been in the past. Those are the bad hallucinations I'll bring up to now. They're like the ones I see are the people hiding behind trees and stuff and peeking out from things. It's very paranoid inducing. Hearing voices of your friends and people you know is worse. When you're sitting on a train by yourself and you're hearing people's voices that you know, so you're looking around for them, and because you're looking around for them, you're not aware that they are hallucinations, which means you're delusional, so you don't really care about them, and you're just kind of going through it. Everything passes though. It all changes. I don't know if you ever taken you taken acid? Yeah. Acid. Like you ever taken you take acid and then you try to sleep on it, like you can't sleep really, and you wake up the next day and you feel what's real and what's not. Yeah. That's close. That's close to like the aftermath of.
That sounds like the first time I took acid, I was up for like 37 hours.
That makes sense.
Okay, next question. What's the most fun or funny, your favorite hallucination you ever had?
Favorite hallucination I had was just one time I was in a class in a school, and it's when you can hear like a quote from something that made you laugh, or it gives you the exact same feeling you had at that exact moment in time, and you immediately transported back to that emotion. It sounds what it was just a voice in my head just shouted the word necessary, and I just immediately said, necessary? Is it necessary for me to drink my own urine? No, I do it anyway because it's sterile and I like the taste.
Really?
Yeah,
you drink your own pee?
No, I've got no. Why would I do that? No, the golden fountain. Never drink from the golden fountain. No, that's a quote from Dodgeball. But it came through and I heard it perfectly. It was just the right time to make me laugh so hard. But that means I was laughing like in the middle of a library. They weren't ready for that. Just me shouting out the word necessary. Fun fact: you can drink your own urine for up to 3 weeks before you get kicked out of the library.
Really?
I hope the librarians are a little more strict than that.
But is it? And you had schizophrenia since you were a kid.
Yeah, about 3 years old. I've worked it back now.
Okay.
but
Yeah.
like-
Because for example, in the case of my friend, like
Come on.
he come later, but then I think there were signs that maybe it was leading to that. Because for example, like when we were teenagers. There were this. It was very popular where I came from. We went to this like spice epidemic.
Oh, what spice?
Like
Yo, bro, I did spice as well. Like this is during when I was out and I had bad times as well.
Yeah,
Like it was legal back then, wasn't it?
Yeah,
man.
So
Oh, it's hard shit.
yeah, and he had some bad times with that also. So like during those time, and that was the thing. Like for example, his parents and almost everyone in our town, they said, oh, he went to Denmark and he did too many drugs, and that's why he's in the state where he is. But I wouldn't. I don't think like I think maybe trigger it. Yeah, that could have happened, but it's definitely not.
Definitely signs before.
Yeah.
No, definitely. Because I think when it fully triggered off for me. Well, actually, I remember my time when I had a bit of psychosis during a spice trip. That was a weird one. It's where I kept transporting back in time 3 seconds and waking up again. So I kept going like this. Fuck. Shit. Like, fuck. I thought I had Tourette's for a bit. But it turns out it was just some horrible, horrible synthetic drug.
Yeah, no, they were very popular. Like when I
You're
was
from Romania?
Yeah.
Oh, cool, man. I got one of my favorite bosses is from Romania.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know where she is, but she did teach me something.
Favorite what?
My boss. I don't work with her anymore. Miss you, Tina. I'll say that on live. She ain't gonna see
Do
this.
you feel ashamed that as an Englishman working for a Romanian?
Oh hell no!
I would be.
No, Tina's. First of all, I prefer working with women and working for women because she's just a better person than all the other male managers I've had. You know who you are out there. Yeah, the male managers, they've all just been dicks. Tina is her own special kind of dick, but no, she's a good person. She works hard, and she put up with my schizophrenia as well. That affected me. And I was at one point at work. It affected me really badly. I was working on a weekend. I called her because I needed to talk to someone about it, and she was very calm. And the actual company I work for does mental health first aid training for the entire company. So everyone gets trained in mental health first aid, and so
What do you teach?
I teach to look for the signs for loads of different.
Can you get an umbrella for the camera?
Umbrella for the camera.
Yeah. Not for us.
We got to sit and get wet. Yes.
Oh, I also have an umbrella. There's all 4 of us can be on the umbrella.
We can do it.
Yeah. You are also one. Oh, let me get mine.
Hi.
You can talk?
Oh, I could.
Yeah.
I just thought about silence and dead air.
You also know what? Like when you have a camera, nobody knows you have a schizophrenia because you are talking with the camera.
Yeah, this time.
Alright. So where do you want me to put it?
Like
Over the camera?
we just all hold it. Then camera and us all in the camera can come a bit closer. Yeah. Camera in the and then we just sit like this.
Oh, but I don't know if I fit.
You can. We can fit you. We can fit you. Yeah. We just need to be really cozy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
This is such an experience.
That way.
This is such an experience.
Edinburgh.
3 people. I think it's a bit overexposure.
Yeah, the white.
Yeah.
That's better.
Okay, so we are just sitting in a park which is raining, and we are having our umbrella up, protecting the camera, talking about schizophrenia.
Yeah.
Okay, what we were talking?
I was saying about a bad time that happened at work. Then I said that everyone's mental health first aid trained, which is a qualification you can get. I'm not too sure about the details, but I'm sure we can find the links, and I'll make sure that it gets to.
So it's teaching how
To look for the signs and stuff, because the first sign of people like having maybe depression or any form of mental health issue is the space they live in. And since I work in student accommodations, they teach us to look for the signs. I know when I was at uni, just before I tried to commit suicide and stuff like that, my room was a tip. It was disgusting. It was horrible. I didn't know how to live. A lot of that it was because I didn't know how to live. Because I just left home. But at the same time, it was not bad. Not good. I mean, not good at all. And it's just you can just notice those little things. And we do like room inspections.
And when you identify in the training, when for example, if you identify the signs, what it instructs you to do?
It tells especially just teaches you, like for example, with depression.
Yeah.
One of the things it tells you that it tells you that it's okay to ask someone, are you thinking about hurting yourself?
And
it gives you the confidence to actually just have a little bit more of an honest conversation, which I think is what would have stopped me from if any of the people who could have helped me, who lived around me, could help me, it would have helped a lot.
Oh, like when see a person's flat is so messy, then maybe like to give some kind
Sometimes
of
it's welfare concern, and I do if they're in the room at the time when I'm doing a room inspection, I will ask them honestly, how's uni going? Because how's life at the moment? You doing something? What's the last thing that made you laugh? That's a good one to have. I'd like to have that one under my sleeve. Is what's the last thing that made you laugh, or what have you done today that makes you laugh? Yeah, it's just good. It's good. It gives you confidence to talk about mental health in a way that needs to be done for everyone.
I feel like for your job, actually having mental illness is an advantage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because like you have the sympathy and you've been there and
empathy, all that. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you so much for being at the podcast.
That's all right.
Are you still high? Cool. This is today's schizophrenia special. At the end, I learned the word schizophrenia. I'm very proud of myself. Thank you very much.
No worries.
Yeah.